Hey there, what's poppin'? Abayomi Alvin here, content creator, actor, producer, filmmaker, and keep it locked down. Gossip Gala. Don't change that dial, so,
It's your favorite dancer, Ben Dancer, and I'm giving a special shout out to Gossip Gala. Keep watching, stay tuned.
Shout out to Gossip Gala. Keep doing the good work. Keep giving us the tea. And yes, well done.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light from my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
I hope your popcorns are ready because, if I tell you this ride that we are about to enter, this gossip ride, you're not with popcorn, you're missing out. You understand? Hey, my lovely, how are you?
Hola, hola, hola. I am great today. How are you?
I'm beautiful. Tell me how you spent the rest of your day yesterday. This one that you had to
do.
Do
you really want to know?
Tell me. I like gossip.
So, obviously, I ended up ordering myself, some puff, some spring rolls, and some prawns and batter from 12 Basket.
Okay.
And I literally got home, I put on a movie, I started eating, and I passed out.
Chineke.
That was it. That's how I spent my day. I passed out after eating a couple spring rolls and puff and prawns.
How was the puff?
It was great.
Emphasis on the puff.
More so the spring rolls did it for me.
Oh.
I think I just found like this new obsession for spring rolls, and that's because I've always hated spring rolls up until this year, January, and that's because I've actually never tried spring rolls up until this year, January. So actually,
Tell me why
I found out that I hated it for no reason,
Oh,
and
wow.
now I'm absolutely in love with it. So I think I have like a mini addiction right now. I'm in that phase where all I do is pretty much order spring rolls. I've also done that right now. So on my way back home from work, I'm going to drive over there and pick it up. Yeah.
This puff and spring roll is making sense.
It's a pandemic for me. It's becoming a pandemic.
I like the pandemic. But tell me, after the gossip, what's the plan for today? To go and eat puff
more
puff.
spring rolls. It's not you're getting it wrong. It's
Okay,
not
sorry.
Even the
Let's
puff puff.
no, me I like puff puff. That's the
Okay,
problem.
leave the puff puff.
So it's the spring roll.
It's the spring roll.
Emphasis on the spring roll, you guys.
I'm gonna go eat the. Okay, no, but actually I'm going to the gym today. As obviously I've not been to the gym since Friday, and I'm like, girl, I'm slacking. So I'm gonna eat my spring rolls rest till 3 o'clock
Then
and
you're not
then
going
go
to
to
gym.
the gym. Yes.
But it's not good. I mean, you know one thing about having to go to the gym and you hear of this, when you do this and do that, you're going to, get the results. I mean, I'm one of those persons that preparing to go, go to the gym. I intend doing that next month, actually. I'm trying to get all my,
That's what they
trying to
always
source my
say,
finances and all of that.
Okay.
No, I'm being for real. I mean, right now, I'm literally jogging like every morning. No jokes.
No jokes.
No jokes.
No jokes.
You want to come? You want to put camera around me now?
No.
But for real, like that's what
Okay.
I'm doing.
Okay.
No, if I say I'm doing something, I'm doing it. Like I mean, I've said that overly. I am not somebody to say things and not do them. I'm not a procrastinator. I'm not all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I say I'm doing something, if I'm determined to do this, I'm gonna do it. You
Okay.
understand?
Yeah, word.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right, quick straight into the street X rather.
Oh.
Let's quickly check what's going on there because I mean. There's so many things happening. Even the recent trending debates that I've been seeing everybody in my head, I'm like, you people should just calm down. We just entered this month of women, whatever. All of you should rest first. But let's see this first one that says, nobody is more stressed than a 19 to 25 years old thinking they are running out of time. Honestly, I actually cannot
agree.
Exactly, I cannot disagree.
Bro,
For real.
do you know that this is me? Literally every single day.
This is me
I
as
wake
well.
up, or like every single time I'm pretty much, I have idle time on my hand.
Yeah.
I'll just sit down there thinking, well, what am I doing with my life? Like, God, I'm losing time. Like, why am I not like a billionaire yet? Like, why am I not, But it's like, damn, I'm actually still young. And like, as much as like, they're like, people say like, okay, like there's really no time. I mean, we do have a bit of time because like it's not until people get to like the age of like 25, 30, like they start figuring out life and life starts happening for them. I mean, some people are lucky enough to figure things out by the age of like 21, 22, but like it's not really a do or die thing, if you get what I'm saying. It's like we need to stop putting we need to put pressure on ourselves, but we need to stop overly putting that pressure on ourselves that like, okay,
I think
like
the right
we're running out of
work.
time. Yeah,
The right
because
pressure.
you need pressure to get up and chase your
jumpstart,
dreams and do things. But like if you over pressure yourself, then you just become
at the end of the day, you probably will not even amount to
you
anything.
won't really
good.
achieve anything. Yeah,
So
I
honestly
agree with
speaking,
that.
I feel like, just like, they put the particular age range, it's something that happens to a whole lot of persons in this age range. Do you
People,
understand?
yeah.
Like, honestly speaking, let me give you this example. So I recently saw somebody doing something. At the back of my head, I'm like, okay, Gospity, what are you doing? Even when I know I'm doing like a whole lot. I mean, of recent, the career path I also like went to, right? And having to do that, I know I'm doing a whole lot because almost every time I have something to always give to clients and all. But at the same time, back of my head, I'm like, okay, Gospity, is this what you want? Are you on the right path? Are you doing something wrong? I mean, it's something that just happens to a whole lot of us, and I actually cannot disagree. All right, moving on to the next one we have here. Asking for permission before sharing someone's number is a basic etiquette. I can't disagree less again.
Period, purpoo. And I mean, if you call yourself my friend and you give someone my number without asking for my permission, I promise you and that person are getting blocked. Blocked.
You don't even need to be my friend for you to know this etiquette.
It's normal courtesy,
Exactly.
You should ask someone for their permission before giving out
simple.
Their number. It's just like how you wouldn't want anyone to be giving out your numbers randomly. I'm pretty sure, you owe people that same respect, that same whatever. It's really weird behavior. I don't like people that do that.
Honestly, I mean, emphasis on it because you don't even know if I want to. Okay, let me say of recent here. Somebody actually did that. The person came to me and asked for my permission first, and I was so happy that this person did, because if the person in question that wanted my number was somebody I didn't want to have anything to do with in this life. Do you understand? So I feel like it's very important that you ask for someone's permission before you start doing. Yeah, because again, my number is literally like my privacy as well.
Exactly.
I don't want certain persons holding my number. I remember I know this might be sounding very childish, but I remember when I was a bit more younger, I had to change my line because there are certain persons that I felt like, okay, these persons, I don't want to have anything to do with them. I changed my line. Yeah. So, for me not to get to that point where I start thinking of the NIS stress, there's a lot of problem now if you say you want to change your line. Do you understand? But I don't want to get to that point where I'm thinking, okay, do I have to change my line? Again, it's even like now I'm more registered into like the business and all. That's going to be like a whole lot because I'll be losing clients all of that, But I don't think I want to get to that point where I'll start thinking, okay, do I have to change my line because of certain persons that now have the number? I beg you. All of you should be seeking permission. I beg you.
Her.
Moving on to the last tweet here says, for a generation whose parents want not to take food from strangers, we order way too much food online. I'm not even going to lie.
I mean,
thanks
true,
to
but,
social
but
media
then,
technology
but then
and
questions.
all.
I mean, obviously, like, yeah, ordering food online could be seen as, you know, strangers, but like, would you really consider it as taking food from strangers? I feel like when your parents talk about like, don't take food from strangers, they're not referring to like, you know, you going online and purchasing food or whatever. They're referring to like, you go somewhere, maybe like you don't know the person or whatever, and like they offer you food and like you're just quick to take it. So I feel like, obviously, like buying food online is not really like, I mean, I get what the person is trying to imply,
exactly.
but it's really not, you know, you're taking food from strangers because like you're paying for, you know, a good
a service
or whatever, and you're getting your goods. So yeah.
No, I get your point, but again, I also get the person's point because
I mean,
you will see how they have you watched all of those Ajabo series where you would see, I mean, your mommy will literally look at you in Kechi, you see this place, where would they go? No collect anything, no. And you get there, the person bring rice and chicken. I get like, your point. That's what I'm saying. But let me hear you.
But then that's what I'm saying. Like, that's different. It's like you're going, it's not like you're even paying for this service. Like, someone is just out there offering food. In terms of, you know, buying food, but like they're not offering food to you. Like, you physically take yourself there and you purchase food, you know. So it's slightly different. But like, I hear the other person, but like, it's not right logic. That's what I'm saying.
All right, moving on. So there's this, like I told you guys earlier, there's this trending debate that is on social media, and I'd like you guys to, you know, tell me about it. Only I want you to put your mouth, everything inside this thing. Now, this one says women's only nightclub and women's only gym. What do you think about it? But before I hear yours, let me, you know, read out the tweet. So from the club now, I mean, somebody came out on social media to say that, okay, I mean, given that probably you have money or something, she intends, you know, building up a club, but that's just for women alone, right? Now, the first tweet, the first person here says, women hardly spend in clubs. How do you want to make money? I feel like that question is a real one. Second tweet says, if that happens, I promise you, your business would not even last 1 year, especially if it's in Nigeria. Which stingy Nigerian woman is gonna come spend at your nightclub? Probably only lesbians. Can you be coming down? I feel like that's a long way. It's a bit too far or something. Then moving on to the last one, this one says, you will run out of business in a heartbeat. What do you think about, you know, I mean, let's first of all picture it, a club that's just meant for women and women alone. Do you think the business owner will strive?
I feel like the business owner will strive because, like, the only people, you know, that would come out and hate on an idea like this are obviously people, number one, who are dependent on men, number one. And number two, people who just can't see themselves, you know, having fun without men, or people who pretty much, you know, can't afford, you know, don't want to, like, afford themselves. Because I'm telling you, like, one thing I know me and my friends, or, like, girls around, like, my circle and, like, in my corner, we love to do is have girl time. Even when I go to the clubs, I go to clubs with just my girls. I mean, like, that's when I have the most fun. We'll book our table, we'll get our drinks ourselves, and, like, we have a good time. So talking about, like, an all-girls club where you get to meet girls and just be a girl and be free and not worry about any silly meal or whatever, you know, just ruining your night or just doing something stupid to piss you off. I feel like that would be amazing. And okay, even if you want to refer to the fact that, like, okay, like, men are the ones who come and buy things in the club. Okay, who tells you, okay, who's to tell you that, okay, a man cannot give his girlfriend money to go have a nice girls' night in the club? Who's to tell you that? And who's to tell you that women can't afford their own drink to the club, or women can't afford to take themselves to the club? A bunch of me and my friends, we take ourselves to the club. It's nothing. I get your point. All your points are actually very valid. But I want to ask this now. Given that, I mean, you're literally like a 9 person. Look at the amount of women we have here in Nigeria. Yeah. Do you see, let's say an 80 or a 70%? Do you see a 70% of women going to the club as men? I mean, if let's. What do you mean as men? So let's say if it's a man coming up with the whole men's idea, like a man's idea of, you know, having like the men's club, just like club for only the men, and a woman coming out to say like for only for the women and all.
who do you think will make more money? Because again, I also want to look at it from the aspect of, right now we have like club for both persons. So if we have people with such a business idea that says, okay, you know what, I want, just as this girl has come out to say she wants to do like a club that is meant for women and women alone. I'm also, I hear you of all the things you said, right? But I still feel like the women in Nigeria, if you look at it culturally, we are, almost dependent on men. That's what I'm saying.
See.
But if you are coming with the aspect of the owner of the business, having the women's club and all of that would also strive. How do you think? How much do you think she would make if a man now comes out to say, okay, he wants to build up a man's club? Don't you think that man will make more money than the women?
Why are you comparing? That's number one.
I don't understand. That's the reason why we're having the conversation.
No. The conversation is not to compare whether an all men's club would thrive between an all-women's club. That's not what the convo is about. And number two is to say that it would thrive because, like, she would have her target audience. There are people who love to do that, people that can afford that. And the people that can afford that, they would go there and they would have a blast and they will spend. Okay, if it doesn't, pertain to you or whatever, that's your cup of tea, but there are people out there that would enjoy that and that could actually afford that, and that would be a very great thing and empowering thing for women. So yeah, and it has nothing to do whether a women's club would thrive more than an all men's club. Literally whatever, if it's done well and whatever, it would thrive. It's not a thing to be compared. And then again, it's like, why are people so male centered? Yes.
How did we get to being male-centered?
No, because if you actually, also based on the post, a woman also went under there and she was like, oh yeah, no one's going to come to the club because men make things more fun. Like, that's what I'm saying. Why are people male-centered or male-reliant?
So it is not about the fun. The question is who spends more. That's what I'm saying. Because
you're talking about who spends more when obviously, in a society, it's not been done. You're not even giving, a women's only club an opportunity to be done.
But obviously, the ones we're seeing, you see that men spend more.
There's no women only club. It's a club of women and men. Like, literally, men go to the club. Men carry women to the club. Of course, a man's going to spend more when it's the man invite women to the club. When girls take themselves to the club, they spend too. So it's like, you can't compare that. You literally make no sense.
All right. Yes. Moving on, we have going to the gym now, right? Because we also have someone coming out to say that, I want to have a gym wherever, but I just want it for only women and not men or whatever. Do you think such a person would strive as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Why? Tell me.
Because number one, women will obviously love a place where they, they feel safe, they feel comfortable to obviously, work out and to obviously just be themselves. And number two, women love, supporting other women. It would definitely thrive.
Women love supporting other women.
Yes.
Let me read out this tweet for you. This one says, she will go out of business in less than 1 year. Women do not go to the gym to keep fit.
That's
hold
said
on.
Hold on.
No, that is not said by a man. I'm so sorry.
It's said by a man.
Allow me finish now.
Go ahead.
Now, went for that to say that they go there for male gaze, right? Attention and validation. No woman wants to go to a
official. That's definitely a man.
Okay, wherever that is. But what do you think about this? Because
I disagree. Who tells you?
Agree.
No.
It is the truth.
No, who tells you that women?
It's not that we have
it's the truth
right now
for
in
you.
Nigeria.
No, it's the truth for you. It's literally the truth for you.
But,
How can you disagree? Women actually go to the gym to work out and to obviously see. There are women that will go to the gym and they would work out. They will work out to get the goals they want. Just because there are other women out there who probably go to the gym to gaze at men, there are people like that. No doubt. But that's not the aim of women going to the gym. That's what I'm saying. Why do you have that mentality of having to be, male centered or everything has to relate to the male gender? No, that's what you're giving though.
No, I don't know why
that's what you're giving.
Point.
I'm getting your point, and your point is making no sense because it's not facts.
Oni. Okay, so it's yours that is facts. Come on.
Yes, it's literally facts. Because what are you saying? You're saying women go to the gym to go look at men, right?
So
then what are you saying? So then what are you saying?
Most women actually go to the gym. One, probably to keep fit because of a man.
That's not what the
no. At the end of the day, there's always
I don't know who your friends are. I don't know the people that are around you. I don't know who your surroundings are or whatever. But honestly, the answer is no. Women don't go to the gym to gaze at men or to keep fit because of men.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, let's go on the show, guys. My stop. The army boy in me is just.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little or no meaningful engagement, leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
Hi, it's your girl, Liquor Rose, and I'm giving a shout out to Gossip Gala. Mwah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Craze, aka Craze Clan, aka Did This Shock You, aka Papa Ade, and you are watching Gossip Gala. The gist is the gala. Chop 'em.
Hi, I'm Abigail Tiwala Nubi. Shout out to Gossip Gala.
Hi, it's your girl, Liquor Rose.
And we are back. Anya, are you okay? Why are you looking like that?
Looking like what?
Sorry. Look exactly the way you're looking. It's supposed to be smiling. It's
Like
supposed to have like,
what?
I don't know, but just smile a bit. I want you to
No.
smile a bit.
No,
Sorry, no vex.
thank you.
Should I get you your spring?
Can you just continue?
Oh yeah, sorry, no vex.
Yeah.
All right, so we have here feminism is an excuse for people to engage in gender wars. Seun Kuti has stated this. Okay, renowned Nigerian musician and activist Seun Kuti recently expressed his views on feminism, suggesting that it is often used to fuel gender conflicts rather than drive genuine social change. During an Instagram live stream, Kuti discussed the ongoing legal dispute between Mrs. Akpabio, that's the wife of the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and Senator Natasha. Now, the dispute arose after Senator Natasha accused the Senate President of sexual harassment during an interview on Arise TV, which is something that, I'm very sure everybody's conversant with the story already. Now, Kuti criticized the practice of feminism in Nigeria, stating that it often serves as a means to divide the society. Now, he remarked, in quote, "When we talk about feminism in Nigeria, I feel like it's just a means to divide us. Anything that can divide us, we just like to embrace it. We like gender wars in this country, tribal wars, and other things that can divide us." He further asserted that if Nigerian women were truly committed to feminist ideals, they would support Senator Natasha and hold the Senate President accountable. Kuti also referenced the lawsuit filed by Mrs. Akpabio against Senator Natasha for defamation, suggesting that some women prioritize defending their husbands over addressing allegations of misconduct. And honestly speaking, I feel like this is literally something that we need to keep emphasizing. Do you get what I'm saying? First off, the meaning of feminism is, if you look at the way it is in social media right now, it has just been taken to another level. Feminism is supposed to be that platform where you are, talking about women's rights, the fact that women need to be represented in all sectors, be it leadership, be it anything. But instead of us to see that, we are always seeing something different. But what do you think about the story? Because I like the fact that I'm not sure I agree, 100% when he said that women should be supporting Senator Natasha, because again, we cannot hold what's his name now, the Senate president, responsible yet, because he's only a suspect. You cannot say that he's guilty since the court has not even said anything on this case. Do you get what I'm saying? So for now, I would not say, oh, everybody should just go and start supporting. We are not there. We are not in the place where the whole sexual harassment happened. So I'm not going to state that. But what do you think about the story, and what do you think about feminism here in Nigeria, the context, the way it is played in this country?
Obviously, so in terms of the story, I'll kind of say, just like you said, obviously it's not a thing where it's a thing of like pick sides here and there already, because it's like we don't really know like the full facts of the case, and we're not really sure until obviously the case is being judged. But in terms of the whole feminism thing and the whole using it as a way to start gender wars or whatnot, I don't necessarily disagree with what he's saying, but to an extent I do disagree, because obviously, like, they would say feminism is for women to support women and things like that. But then again, it's like you can't really, support your fellow woman, obviously, like if you believe or if you feel like they're in the wrong. And like in terms of like this whole case, like we're not really sure, like you said, like the whole case has not been judged. In terms of like them supporting the Senate, whatever, or supporting the Miss Natasha against the Senate president, it's like it really cannot be determined, because like obviously the case has not been judged yet. But in terms of feminism being used as an excuse for, would I say, differences, or like to cause whatever, I don't think that's necessarily true.
So when you say you don't think it's necessarily true, I want you to state fact, because the truth is that's what is going on, right? When you talk about feminism in Nigeria right now, it's as if you are against the other party. You will not hear extreme things like, oh, as a woman, you're not supposed to be washing, you're not supposed to be cleaning, your husband is supposed to be doing this, your husband is supposed to be doing that. And that's not really like the basis for feminism. Because that's the angle he's coming from.
When I say like it's not necessarily true, obviously like to an extent we do see things like that, and we see certain women behave that way. But like it's not, once again, it's not like majority of women, okay? There are actually women out there who are, real feminists, and who would obviously, do things that, are right, and obviously like to support the female gender. And obviously like there are women out there who are just bitter feminists, or what, so they tend to, stir up things and like cause drama in cases where like it's not needed. But then him saying that like, the main aim in Nigeria, like for feminism, as being a way to start, differences, whatever, I don't feel like that's the main aim. I feel like, there are people out there that do it, but like, it's not mainly what feminism stands for in Nigeria. And I feel like, the real feminism people out there, like the real organizations, that support feminism, are actually being discredited, because like more often than so we see like, more so like the bitter side of, women just trying to be bitter and against the male gender.
All right, valid. Moving on to the next story we have here. This one says actress Angela speaks against "I owe nobody anything" mentality. Nigerian actress Angela recently criticized the prevalent "I owe nobody anything" mentality, asserting that this attitude contributes to societal issues such as irresponsibility and broken relationship. On March 2nd, 2025, she shared her thoughts on Instagram, stating, "I owe nobody this, I owe nobody that. That's how we got to this level of irresponsibility, broken relationship, and a reckless society. Don't let anybody lie to you. You owe people respect. You owe people empathy, compassion, regard, good character, and accountability." Her post sparked, diverse reactions online. Some agreed with her perspective, acknowledging the importance of mutual respect and empathy in society. For instance, one commenter noted, "That sentence, 'I owe no one nothing,' has misled a lot of people. This is pure fact." In as much as I get her point, I feel like you really do not owe anybody anything. You owe yourself to be a good person. You owe yourself to respect people. You owe yourself to act a certain way. Kuti, I feel like that's what sums you off as a person. Do you understand? When you say, oh, who is God's beauty? Oh, God's beauty is a respectful person. God's beauty is a this. God's beauty is a that. Because you're developing yourself. But when you say you owe people, I really don't know how it just doesn't sit well in my head. But what do you think about the story, Oni?
This is exactly what she's talking about with that whole, I don't owe anybody mentality. When she says that, like, obviously, like, you owe people, she's not talking about in terms where, like, you're whatever, you physically, like, owe people, whatever. But
No,
it's like, obviously, like, everyone, like, we're all humans, right? So to your fellow human, obviously, you owe them respect. You do owe them respect. You owe them kindness. You actually do, it's kind of like for you to say, I don't owe anybody anything. You have that like, oh, you're above, everybody mentality and like you're above yourself. And that's not the way to live, because like that's how you go around or you go on in life. And then you end up having issues because like you have this whole I don't owe anybody mentality. So you do things, disregarding, morals and like the way you're actually meant to go through life and live life. In quite in reality, you do owe people things. You owe your parents respect, don't you? You owe your parents what's it called, good character, don't you? You owe your parents to go out there and to show off good morals, right? Morals that they've pretty much raised you with or whatever. You owe your parents to pretty much grow up and prosper, and you owe that to yourself too. Just like how like you owe your community good, like you do owe people. So having that mentality is what I feel is what messes people along the way, because when you have that mentality, you just have that, okay, I'm better than I'm better than everybody else mentality, or like obviously like I can do it on my own, like I don't need anybody else. But it's like it's kind of like it's bad behavior, because you did not come this way all by yourself. You did not just wake up and say, okay, yeah, I'm God. Like, how did you get to where you got to? You went through things, you passed through people, you had people supporting you here, then whatever. So yeah, you tend to owe people things.
Well, I think we are literally at, two different sides of the coin. But I think what I would just say as take home would be the fact that you have to be a good person. You have to be, someone with a good character. You have to respect people. You have to respect people's privacy. You have to, Corsi just demands that you do certain things that just make sense to, do you understand? So, like, that's literally how I put it. But, for me, honestly, I don't think I owe people. I think I owe myself to be a good citizen of Nigeria, right? Nigeria, to treat people right, to help people when the need arises and all of that. But well, moving on to the next story.
You just contradicted yourself, but yes, let's move on to the next story. That's literally
no, that's what I said.
You say that you don't owe people whatever, but then you talk about how you owe respect to the coin, like you need to be respectful.
No, that's not what I said. I owe myself to be a good person.
Okay.
So there are two different things.
Not really, but move on.
Moving on to the next story, guys. Well, like I said, that story did not sit well in my head. Moving on to the next one, we have here the greatest love song in Nigeria ever is African Queen by Two-Face Idibia, Black Bones. Black Bones. Nigerian rapper Black Bones recently hailed Two-Face Idibia's African Queen as the greatest love song in Nigeria. In a podcast discussion with Major AJ, Black Bones emphasized that no other Nigerian love song matches its impact, stating there is no love song like Two-Face African Queen. The song is the greatest love song in Nigeria. It was the greatest song for decades. What do you think about this? First of all, what do you think about this Black Bones? Then what do you think about the song itself? What's the name now? African Queen by Two-Face Idibia.
Obviously the song itself, that was a song I pretty much, growing up listening to. I really did enjoy, whenever I listened to the song, it always gave me a feeling of, calmness and a sense of love or whatever. So, when Black Bones refers to the song, it's like, the greatest love song, typically like in Africa, I somewhat can't dispute, because if you ask me to name another song that speaks of love as great as that song does in Nigeria as of today's age, I can't.
Are you sure you can't? I kind of agree.
No,
I kind of agree.
A song that like literally like embraces love, and not the type of love where you talk about like sexual, like love. So if you ask me to really name another song that, like, embodies, that meaning of love, or yeah, I can't. Can you?
So when I saw this story, I'm like, oh, of course. I mean, it's one of the greatest songs that talked about love and all. I think one other song that I really love so much was actually from the Mavens. I can't remember the name now. Even Whiskey has to say that if he gets married someday, that song will be played for him. When he's getting married. It was sung by the Mavens, the likes of Ira Star. I can't remember the name now, but I think it's one of their their latest songs or so, like for the Mavens, so not individually. I don't know if you remember, the song.
Can you sing the chorus?
That's what I'm saying. I really can't. But speaking of singing, the way you were talking about the African Queen and I could see all the happiness and all of that. So you go sing, so you go sing small parts, at least small parts. Why is it not happening? Tell me.
Because
you've forgotten the song lyrics.
No, because I choose not to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you don't want to? You don't.
I have free will that I'm allowed to exercise when and whenever.
According to the Constitution, right?
According to the Bible itself.
Oh, okay. It's the Bible that you're following now.
Yes.
Okay.
I've always been following the Bible.
Nice.
And the Constitution side by side, but mainly the Bible. Yeah.
You'll be all right in Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right, we're going to shop right, guys, to come back with more gossip for you guys. Stay with us.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light from my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we'll connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little or no meaningful engagement, leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
Bam, my people. The name is Oluchi, the Igbo Blondie. I'm a broadcast journalist and television producer, and you are watching Gossip Gala.
Hello, this is Funny Arch here, and I'm here with Gossip Gala. Do you love gossip? What's Gossip Gala?
Hello, everyone. Josh Tucker here. I want to tell you all to keep watching Gossip Gala for entertainment, trending gist, and when you just want to relax.
This show, if you're not listening to this show, if you're not watching this show, I don't know what you're doing, because this is where the tea is, okay?
Thank you so much for staying with us. Now it's time to go straight into more gossips. You understand? I've told you guys, without gossip, let me not say it cannot live longer. I did not say that, you understand? So this one says, Drake drops lawsuit against iHeartMedia over Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. Right from beginning, that's never made sense to me that, Drake had to, sue the UMG, even down to bringing the iHeartMedia into this. But let me quickly read this out. It says, Drake has settled his lawsuit against iHeartMedia concerning the promotion of Kendrick Lamar's diss track, That's Not Like Us. The rapper has alleged that Universal Music Group, that's the UMG, made convert payments to iHeartMedia to boost the track's airplay, which he claimed contained defamatory content about him. The settlement was confirmed in a court filing in Better's County, right? Texas, stating that both parties reached an amicable resolution. Now, an iHeartMedia representative clarified that no payments were made by either side, and Drake agreed to drop his petition after reviewing documents showing that the iHeartMedia's that's non-involvement, right? Now, Drake's legal team expressed satisfaction with the outcome, but declined further comment. Separately, Drake continues to pursue a defamation suit against UMG. Again, it doesn't make any sense to me, alleging the company orchestrated a campaign to make Not Like Us go viral, despite knowing its lyrics contained serious accusation against him. Now, let me start with the fact that we already know that, there are so many record labels that are under the UMG. And it is part of the UMG's job to ensure that any song that comes out from any of the, the artists, they push it to the society, apart from, the artists doing their own individual, influencing of their music and all, right? So I feel like you're not going to, tell them now. I feel like the person you have issue with, you should go and meet him. Do you understand? And thank God that he dropped an album with Party Next Door, and we saw how that album is doing absolutely well. He got the recognition that he was looking for. So thank God that there's this evidence now that even the iHeartMedia has nothing to do with making the Not Like Us, that's a song from Lema, making it known that I'm viral. Yeah. But what do you think about the story? Tell me.
Obviously, I just feel like Drake should give it up, man. Quit all this lawsuits, Drake. It's not going anywhere, quite frankly. There's no point. He just wants to be loud about something or just whatever, but he knows that it's pretty much pointless. This lawsuit you're suing, it's not gonna go anywhere. Right. I think we know that. I think he knows that. I think everyone knows that because I'm so sure. Look at the lawsuit with iHeart, whatever. So even it got pretty much settled. They didn't have to obviously it got pretty much, would I say, closed, because they agreed that what Drake was suing them for pretty much was didn't make any sense. Yeah. So pretty much the lawsuits he keeps trying to sue them for, sue people for, it makes no sense because you really can't sue. You can't sue because a song went viral trashing you. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Take your L. Take your L, buddy. Take your L.
All right, moving on to the next one. We have here Patrick slams Sophia over her shameful means of livelihood. Veteran actor and media personality Patrick recently criticized socialite Sophia for flaunting her newly acquired 600 million naira Lamborghini and an extravagant wristwatch in Did I say food book? In a Facebook post dated March 3rd, 2025, Patrick expressed his disapproval, stating she boasted about the value of her watch and flaunted a 600 million naira car. The combined value of both items in the range of 650 to 750 million naira. Some half-wit were impressed and effusively congratulated her as she smiled and flaunted both items, as if we hadn't heard about her shameful means of livelihood. That's she sleeping with people to make money. Did I say that? No, I literally just explained what Patrick was stating out. Meanwhile, I can bet that there are members of her extended family who are going through a tough time. Okay. The romanticizing of iniquity has become the stock in trade of dimwit among us. Honestly speaking, I mean, I cannot overly emphasize on this. Like I said earlier, or I said before, the fact that, we are more concerned about the fact that Burna Boy did not give her a Lamborghini is ridiculous to me, honestly. I feel like we are supposed to be more concerned about how somebody is okay with sleeping with another person in order for her to acquire a Lamborghini. Make it make sense to me. Like, it can never make sense to me, for real. It can never. And I like the point where he said that she's here flaunting this, flaunting that, because yesterday somebody was showing me a bag or something that she bought. I'm like, okay, we heard now that she's building a house. All right. But how sure are we that it's even from our money? Again, it's how sure are we are not defaming anybody? What do you think about the story? Tell me.
Honestly, I really don't have much to say because, just one thing, obviously I would say is, or something that my mom always told me, despite, what it is that you do or however it is that you acquire things or whatever, like, the best thing for you to not do is you do not come online and, flaunt it, because number one, you don't know who is watching, you don't know who is listening, you pretty much don't know everything. And secondly, like, to what extent, like to what goal? That's number one. But then number two, like, if she chose to obviously, like, flaunt her car or whatever, that's cool on her. And it's kind of like she's obviously, comfortable or okay with the life that she's living, right? And it's not bothering her because we see her, come on social media time and time again without numbers, just flaunting and flexing, knowing that we know the lifestyle that she lives. So, I mean, like, if it's good for her and it's cool for her, I feel like everyone else should just... I mean, it's not as if, like, anything they say is going to itch her body anyway. So, I mean, it's just people's opinions.
The lifestyle cost, now
It's just it's just people's opinion. But, I mean, my only take about, like, her flaunting, the whole car. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say, like, she shouldn't have flaunt her car or, she shouldn't, like, flaunt her wealth. I mean, like, the only reason why I'll be against it is because, like, you don't know who's watching. And there are honestly, like, evil people out there. But I get that, like, this whole thing was controversial. And obviously, like, Burna Boy came out to talk about her, in some light. So obviously, like, she wants to come back and, like, I'm able to. But, I mean... Guys, eventually we all die, all these things go. I mean, it means nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, you should definitely leave a good whatever about you, a good reputation. People should know you when you're gone. People should know you for the good things that you've done, the impact that you've made to the society. Not this kind of impact. So even when I get to that, oh yes, you are going to die one day and all of that, but ensure that your footprints make sense. You understand? Because this is a footprint that I don't want to have. I'm sorry,
I mean,
but yeah.
But you know what's so funny? People say this, and then when they get rich, they end up doing the same thing. So then again, nobody. No, I'm not even talking about your. No, like I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the way people will speak about her. Like, oh my god, like how could she? Like, look at what she's doing. She's just blah blah blah. But like, I promise you, if same person was to overnight, get rich and becomes like, a billionaire or a trillionaire, they will probably do the same thing.
No. So we are not talking about her flaunting the wealth. We're talking about how she got it. That's the problem.
No. See, to be very honest,
that's what we are talking about.
To be very honest, how she got the wealth or whatever, she has the wealth, she has the wealth. It doesn't really typically concern anybody because there are actually people out there who acquire the same wealth, doing the same things, but they're quiet and they're with the same people that will come online, to social media and still insult her, knowing that like they do the same thing to acquire the wealth. It's just out of jealousy and whatever. Like people are just, that's what I'm saying. Like people are just bitter. Like you never know who is watching or whatever. Like people are just bitter in general, just bitter.
So I hear you.
Yeah.
Right? But this is it here. Now, if there are persons doing the same thing she's doing and they're quiet about it, fine and good. But you know that when you do certain things and you put on social media, don't forget that we have younger people also on social media.
No, yeah, I
they
understand.
will start seeing that this particular behavior or this particular character makes sense and it's something that everybody should go with. Because tell me how... I mean, this is literally showing that she's proud. She's okay. She's comfortable to sleep with somebody because of a Lamborghini.
No. That's not in terms of what I was talking about.
Okay.
About, like, you know, in terms of, like, her... whatever. I'm talking about, like, you know, people coming out to insult her for her lifestyle, knowing, like, it's the same thing they do. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people who are actually, you know, coming out to talk trash on her, meanwhile, whole time, same thing they're doing. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Like I've said this before, Nigerians, we are hypocrites. Take it or leave it. I mean, the fact that Fast had to sing about it. Come on now. All right, moving on to the last story. This one says, Jay-Z files defamation lawsuit against Jane, who accused him of rape. Now, Jay-Z has filed a defamation lawsuit against a woman, referred to as Jane Doe, who previously accused him of raping her when she was 13-year-old at a 2000 MTV Video Music Awards after party hosted by Diddy Combs. Now, the lawsuit also targets her and Tony. That's Tony Busby. You know why I laughed about this guy? Because, I mean, you know how somebody is seen as a high-profile attorney and he's doing all the things that he had to do. I literally canceled this guy when I literally heard the story about how he filed about 25 lawsuits to a particular court where you don't have the license to practice there and you are filing a lawsuit against Diddy. Like, make it make sense to me. I don't know how they actually even give that guy the whole, like, hype and all, because I don't think it's really worth it. But coming back to this story, the fact that he's now this lady's attorney, I feel like how is this case going to go? Because of course Jay-Z has every right to, you know, file a lawsuit. At first, when you feel like somebody is defaming you or saying things that you've not done, it just makes sense that, you know, you take the person to the court so that the case can be addressed, which is okay, you know, from the Jay-Z's aspect. Now, and there was also a part where Jay-Z made mention of the fact that this babe is coming for me for money. She's saying this because she needs money from me. That's the whole, like, the extortion story, like the part of it, right? But the lawyer has also this attorney has literally also come out to tell her that, auntie, this is what you said happened, Abi. Let's keep it like that. So I really don't see this attorney to be like a very, I don't know, I feel like he's a very corny person and he's probably doing this for certain reasons. I mean, best known to him. But what do you think about the story?
Obviously, there's not much I could say about the story until the case unfolds, because obviously we heard about the attorney who obviously is representing this client coming to find out that, like, obviously he wasn't
He's
even...
not competent enough,
you know,
I'm sorry.
No,
it's
coming
the truth.
to find out that, like, obviously, like, he couldn't even practice, you know, in those courts, or, you know, pretty much represents those people in those jurisdictions.
Yeah.
And then obviously now we're seeing that, like, okay, obviously, like, Jay-Z is now filing a lawsuit back on the girl or the Jane Doe, the unidentified girl who obviously, you know, filed a lawsuit against him against rape back when she was 13. So obviously it's a whole back and forth here and there, but it's like not much could really, you know, be said or be determined until, like, we see the case play out. So I mean, let's see the case play out. But
I'm literally, from all the things I've literally read, it doesn't even look like she has, like, evidence, because there are a lot of things that, you know, Jay-Z has literally alleged. He has alleged that she wants money from him. He has alleged that she's doing this.
Well, these are all alleged. We obviously, like, we've not come out to see that the case is still ongoing, so we really can't, you know, we really can't say what is what or who is who or whatever. And then again, we don't even know who the person is in question, because it's a Jane Doe, right? Yeah. So obviously, things may be disclosed. Obviously, like, it's not like they're going to put everything out there on the media.
No, of course. Okay. Or I mean, like you said, okay, fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. Well, I mean, see, if it's a different attorney, if it's a different person that is helping this gender, whatever, I'm going to be like, okay, let's see how it goes. But this man, I am so sorry. The man, he's not... Let me not say he's not competent, but I mean, there are literally evidences that we've seen over time that this guy does not really even know the job that... I mean, and they literally call him high profile, whatever. Please, honestly, I can't wait to see how the story goes, given that the man himself is not the lawyer that I would say he's supposed to, you know. But yeah, we've come to the end of the show, you guys. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I can't wait to have another interesting episode with you tomorrow. Until then, keep slaying.